Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of DYAD Reacts. We are reacting to a spree of articles that have come out recently that always is just perpetuating the toxic nature of fandom in Star Wars. So, in addition to taking that interview out of context, the article goes on to say that, quote, just a handful of canon-breaking aspects to the show are the fact that Bail Organa has a direct line to Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine. This completely makes Princess Leia placing the Death Star plans into R2-D2 and tasking him with finding Obi-Wan Kenobi and getting them to the Rebel Alliance null and void. In the show's we'll get to that. In the show's second episode, Kenobi actually rescues Princess Leia, meets her face to face, something that was heavily implied not to have happened in the original Star Wars film when Leia sends her message to Kenobi. And then it goes on to talk about, you know, her message to Kenobi in A New Hope. And then it says, if interplanetary communications existed, Leia could have beamed the Death Star plans to Alderaan as Bail Organa communicates with Kenobi. But on top of that, her message makes it clear that she was not rescued by him. There is nothing clear about that in her message. Number one, in the time of A New Hope, it would have been 10 years since then. And they probably hadn't seen each other. Again, we don't have the full story of the show, so we don't know what happens and how they part. So it's been 10 years. If there is any chance that Obi-Wan does not recognize Leia after 10 years, she is introducing herself as how he would recognize, or with information that he's familiar with. You served my father in the Clone Wars, and even that is kind of canon breaking, and that happened before this show. But
that's not even canon breaking. You have someone sending a message that could be was intercepted, and obviously she's going to portray it a specific way. She's using her senatorial voice, and she's doing, like, the voice that she uses and demeanor that she has, she doesn't use that at any other point in any of the films. That is not her regular being, right? Doesn't that make it clear that she was doing a thing? She was putting on a voice. You know, you served my father in the Clone Wars, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know, you're my only hope. She's probably not gonna say, hey, you're a Jedi, and all this stuff, and just put them on blast like that. I feel like that's pretty obvious. And
yeah,
I know.
Maintaining plausible deniability, she says General Kenobi, and then she says serve my father in the clone. There's nothing in the message of her saying, hey, it's me, Princess Leia. It is literally a message to get to Kenobi with as little specificity as you can get with a message. My mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed. There's no info in that message that is explicit in nature, except for General Kenobi. She doesn't mention Bail Organa. She doesn't mention her name, Leia. So she's just being very, very ambiguous with her message. And then this piece about interplanetary communications. First of all, Bail's direct line to Kenobi is a comlink. You see in this clip from Obi-Wan Kenobi, it is a small comlink. It is not a data storage console that he can, you know, receive information from. And again, they're trying to maintain plausible deniability. The film opens up with her saying, I'm on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan. They are not going to beam the Death Star plans directly to Alderaan and connect Bail Organa to this mission.
I don't think they could if they wanted to. I mean, y'all saw Rogue One, right? If you had a comm link, they're just gonna plug it in. No, they had to, like, move a satellite in order to beam. This is like the most extreme CAD file. It would destroy any computer we have here. These are the plans for the Death Star. It's weird. It's weird that this would be considered a plot hole when we saw what it took to send the message, and then we saw them running with that data tape. You know, I mean, she didn't go back to Alderaan. And if the comlink is Oftentimes whenever we see this type of technology in Star Wars, when they're trying to remain hidden, it's usually a specific comm link on a locked channel that's encoded. It's direct. It's 1-to-1. It's this one to that one. We actually see this a lot in Star Wars.
We saw it recently in Brotherhood.
Yeah, recently in Brotherhood. How would that help? Like, Leia would have to go home and then beam the plans to Obi-Wan. Like, they would already be there. I don't. It's such a weird complaint. It's just dumb.
Long story short, it's not a plot hole, and the message to Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope still fits canon, even with them meeting in this show. This one
fits canon better.
Yeah, it just recontextualizes it basically.
When Luke goes and saves Leia, right? And obviously she's not using that diplomatic voice anymore. He says, "I have Ben Kenobi with me." And she's like, "Ben Kenobi is here?" She knew Ben Kenobi, and she knew him as Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
How? That's in the movie. This fixes what would have been a plot hole.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of DYAD Reacts or DYAD Explains. We reacted to the toxicity in the fandom, and we're explaining how it's just not warranted. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Star Wars entertainment, news, and content here on DYAD in the Force. And go ahead and check out Darth Choco's channel as well with High Ground at Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. I guess that's the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life,
We're all the Republic.
may the Force be with you.